Hello, and thanks for joining us on this month's Tried and True Battle Report. If you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing to the channel and keep up to date on our bat rep and other content releases. If you would like to support the channel directly, a link to our Patreon can be found in the video description below. Special thank you to Critical Hit Games Maryland for the beautiful table and terrain. Our match today features the 2025 Steamroller Rules Scenario 3 Wolves at Our Heels. Welcoming back to Tried and True is Maryland Warmachine player Paul. He has brought a 100-point army of Storm Legion led by Major Anson Wolf. Paul, let us know what you brought today and your strategy going into the game.
Hello, my name is Paul. I am down from the Maryland Warmachine meta. I've brought Cygnar Storm Legion, and my caster is Major Anson Wolf, running a battle group of a Courser and Maelstrom. And Maelstrom's loaded out with a heavy mag bolter, a electro bombard, and then pneumatic hammer, and the pulse fist for the plasma nimbus and shield. We've also got the Legionnaire officer, arcane mechanics, 2 units of Stormlance Legionnaires cavalry, 1 unit of Stormblade Legionnaires, 1 unit of Storm Guard with a standard bearer, and 1 unit of Storm Throwers with a standard bearer, and then the Black 13th. And the spells I racked are Deflection, Snipe, Arcane Shield, and because I usually like to put Snipe on the Maelstrom, and Threaten when I do feat to have an extra large gun platform shooting 17 inches for the guns and 15 inches for the spray. Command cards are Blessing of the Gods, Careful Reconnaissance, Duck and Cover, Lucky Penny, and Old Faithful. The idea is to have the troops die-ish to give me shots off the Maelstrom and or maybe the Corsair, and jam face.
Welcoming back to Tried and True is our returning Brinebloods player for life, Andy. He has brought 100 points of Brineblood Marauders, featuring their newest cadre, Foulblood's Armada, led by the Commodore himself. Welcome back, Andy. Tell us what you brought today.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm playing Commodore Foulblood today. I racked Fortune, Fury Strength, and Rough Seas, because I'm about to get shot. My beasts are Chum, I have a Frogger, and I'm running a very expensive Deepborn Dire Troll with the Rage Head, Spearback, Hammerhead, and Crab Net. I have a smattering of solos, Booty Boss, Fire Guardian, Grey Gorboom Howler, Madame Moriarty, Malkabaza, aka Meemaw, Mr. Boggs, Pig Dirge, and Sully. Unit-wise, I have the Lakabash Brothers. I have 3 units of Marauder Crew. 2 units of Marauder Crew, 1 Bosun, 1 Tapper, a unit of Boarding Party, and a unit of Shamans. My cards are Blessing of the Gods, Careful Recon, Duck and Cover, Hit and Run, and Put the Fires Out. The list is a very much, well, number 1, it's all the Foulblood stuff. Number 2, it's a balanced list with a handful of good work beasts along with a good amount of bodies. Hopefully going to deliver the army with a lot of my anti-shooting tech and kind of slowly march up the board and start chewing on my opponent.
Stumbling out of the bar and into the heart of Cygnar's farmlands, will it be Foulblood or Wolf that takes the victory? Well, let's get to the table and roll off.
And magically, we're deployed. On the farmland. We're playing Wolves at Our Heels today. I think we both got a really good flag position in those forests on our sides. I think we're just discussing terrain right now.
Yep, and I'm just trying to be a smartass by giving the thumbs up to the camera.
You know, he knows everybody's watching, so he wants to, ham it up a little. Wolves at Our Heels is the one where you push the 40s up the table and jackpot maybe sometimes. Or it becomes a mosh in the middle and whoever has models left wins.
Yep, and since Andy won the roll to go first, I decided to take the other side, that's my side, because of the wall in the middle, making it more easier for my Maelstrom to get to the 2 objectives.
Yeah, I think that side's a little bit easier for the 120 to deal with. So I'm starting off, I'm just running the heavies up. They're just running up just far enough to not be shot by everything right away. They're just going to chill up there. Nothing much to do this turn. I'm just going to mostly just try and run up as far as I can while staying out of most of your guns. We're going to enliven Chum with Malkabaza. She's going to do a mighty turtle repo up to the boxes there. We're going to walk up with Boomhowler. He's going to force barrier the unit that's now running. They're just going to run through the forest, go not quite that far, so they don't get shot up by horsey dudes. They are, again, trying not to get sprayed down, trying not to get shot at. We're just trying to buy some board space here. Maybe threaten some charges later on. Putting out all the defensive tech I have. Foulbloods thinking about going, but nope, we're gonna go with the frog first. Frog runs up. And then the Bash Bros run up. They're kind of a second wave unit right now. I don't really feel the need to stick their neck out yet. Shamans just walk up, put out some pawns. Be careful when you put out pawns with shamans, because it will make rough terrain for your stuff that's not amphibious. Foulblood opens the bar. He casts Rough Seas, and then he casts Blur on this Tapper unit down here. Tapper unit just runs up. They're just going to contest this 40. Not really a whole lot for them to do just yet. They are preyed by the Black 13th right now. So I don't really want to give you any large quantity of shots in that unit just yet. And then Sully, the man, tries to leave the table. He's all the way at the top right up there. And that'll end my top of 1.
Yeah, and I don't think during the turn I ever actually realized how much anti-shooting tech you really had until later.
I brought all of it.
Yeah, it didn't really register, and I was like, okay. So go through my typical. I haven't really mastered what my strategy is for going when I start going second with this list. But I know I wanted to move up, but try not to get in too much of threat range because of usually how far forward you can be. So I decided to have the Black 13th go up and hide in the forest.
They've got Prowl, right?
They have Prowl, so yes, they're stealthily hiding in the forest. Like you do. I know I do want to put Arcane Shield on the Storm Lances that I deployed to my right. So, because my cavalry with Arcane Shield is a real asshole. Or, I don't know, can I curse on this channel?
Yeah, you're fine. They're hard to kill, especially in melee.
So I know I want to get that on them so they can go up the side to threaten that west side. And I know I measured I think a threat range of a beast to know where it could go. And I'm like, but I always like to body block with my Stormblades in front of my Maelstrom, so I decided to have them run up, get in front to start with their body blocking. As I
They're
fight
a good
with
low
them.
committal, like, cheap unit.
Yeah, and so I just go with that, and then the Maelstrom is going to get the snipe on him so that he can threaten good with his long range of stuff. But I need him to get up the board to have range, extra range to be threatening. So he'll be hiding behind there. And we'll have the Corsair. He runs up to be behind next to the building in the barrel to try to hide. And to be KG to come out for that objective next turn, maybe at least contested, I hope. And then my Storm Guard on the left there, running up next to the building, staying back to not be in threat, but ready to come out. And then the Escort Cavalry to escort the 40, if I can get it to go. I figured that at least it'll be good for them to do that over there. And feels like it's everything. And I think I had the Storm Throwers ran up behind the Cavalry on the right whenever they move. Haven't gotten there yet. That's fine. Aha, here it comes. Yeah, those cavalry run up with their Arcane Shield, then the throwers will come up to be a kind of a second wave behind them to be a threat. And that is the plan for this turn. I did not decide defeat. I didn't think I needed it at this moment, that I needed defeat to protect my stuff. That's my end turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, you have decel out, so it's pretty hard to actually shoot stuff.
That is the hope.
Yeah, I know. So I put everything out turn 1. You didn't really bother to shoot me. You just kind of positioned there. I got pretty static threat ranges. I'm trying to make sure. I do not like these storm throwers. These storm throwers just rip through my infantry if they can hit. So, and if I can basically contest or threaten to score my 40 without getting charged by cavalry, that'd be really nice. Your cav threatened 13 inches on a charge.
Correct.
So if I can kind of hover behind that 40 outside of the 13, I'm okay getting shot at by them, but if they get charges in, that wipes my unit pretty quickly. I'm also eyeballing over here. If I mini feet with the bosun, that unit up top threatens 12 inches. I think the Corsair is in that, so I might just kind of throw away a unit to shove into your 120's face to buy myself a turn.
Which is one of the mistakes I made, is I didn't actually double check that threat range.
Yeah, so I know I have the distance to do it. Since I'm gonna be throwing a unit away, I kind of want to commit a little bit just to remove as much of that unit as possible, because they are also quite good at clearing my infantry. They have like 3 damage rolls per model, if you count the Electro Leap. And Armor 13 dudes do not enjoy auto-hitting Power 10s. So I think we're going to start off with my Dire Troll with crabs. I can walk up to within 8 inches of them, but I can't walk far enough to contest the 50. I would have loved to have been able to do that. I don't boost the damage roll on the initial one, but I boost both blast damage rolls that are Power 10s and just wipe 3 dudes off the board. Good job, crab.
Yep.
So that helps clear that unit up a little bit. It makes my commitment to your, hopefully, Corsair and the rest of that unit worth it. Because now at least you kind of have to like clear my dudes before you really get up the board. I'm measuring your charge. I think I'm okay here. I have blur on this unit that I've upkept, so they're still hard to hit, but they are still preyed by the Black 13th. And I know at least one of your dudes has like momentum guns. So I play the duck and cover card here, just to say you are not going to have an easy time removing these guys with guns. And I'm outside of your charge range of your cav. So hopefully it's hard for you to dislodge me from that 40. Malgabaza walks up. She's just going to enliven the very exposed Dire Troll now, to try and make sure that he can stay safe and doesn't take too much punishment for shooting dudes. I am proxying out where the bosun unit can go. I think I've positioned that a little far, so I'm asking a little bit of help. So it looks like I can get far enough. I charge 11 inches with the mini feet. I can get far enough to charge the Corsair, but I don't get charge attacks on the unit themselves. So because of that, I am going to Fury Strength with Foul Blood, I believe, along with Rough Seas. And I believe I feat this turn. Yeah, I feat this turn. So I spend 3 for Rough Seas, which is out. I open the bar back up. I spend another 2 for Fury Strength on these guys, so they hit like absolute trucks. I believe I re-force barrier them just to make them more annoying to dislodge if you try to like spray them to death instead of just bonking them to death with your gigantic robot over there. And because I feated, the feat is pretty small. It's only 10 inches, so I'm trying to keep the bosun inside of it, so that she gets a nice armor buff from it. I know most of these guys are going to be out of my feet. The open bar only affects things that are in 10 inches of foul blood, and my feet only affects drunk boys and girls. So I roll up. I take non-charge attacks into the Stormblades, and then I start rolling charge attacks into the Corsair. Corsair's not having a great time. I think I truck some damage rolls.
I think you two-shotted it.
Yeah, these guys just said, Sabers, go. And then I think I roll some pot shots. I think I miss 1 or 2, and then I hit one of your Stormglaive guys, which is just, it's bonus. Can't really do much else, but they're at 5, so I'm just hoping for really big rolls.
Right, because you need 10s at that point because with deflection.
Yeah, so I think I nailed one of them with an 11, which was cool. They're done. They're there to die. They're there just to buy me some board position. And now that I have some board position, I just walk up with Chum. Chum is very, very not easy to kill in melee because he'll just walk away from you. He's also going to put up rapid heal this turn. Mr. Boggs is trying to figure out what he wants to do at all this game, as well as Sully.
We're over here doing things.
Yeah, we're gonna face down this cavalry that's definitely not gonna charge us to death. It'll be fine. I think I am trying to do a pot shot at some more Stormglaives. I know your Stormglaives don't threaten a billion miles in melee without, yeah, they don't threaten super far in melee, so I can get into 10 of you and just off one guy and blast myself backwards and see if I can kill a dude. I think I just kill one dude here, and then I go bonk, and I roll to...
Yeah, they only threaten
myself
11.
2 inches backwards. Sully is scared. He's probably going to be a contesting piece at some point to make your 40 stop moving, but it will not be this turn. So I bunker up in the middle. I'm threatening to score one of the 50s, but not both, unfortunately. We're moving the frog up. Again, we're moving the Lakabash brothers up as sort of like a second or third wave unit. They don't really want to expose themselves because they don't have any defensive tech on them besides the feet to make their armor pretty decent. And then we kind of just chill around the midline, feeling okay with where we're at on scenario.
Yeah, so my turn too. I'm like, oh, my Courser's dead. Okay, I feel stupid. My Stormblades are all dead. I feel more stupid. Right, so I'm like,
look at all the meat you have to chew on.
Right? So I'm like, oh, I guess I should have feeded first turn, so that way I could have potentially backed up, I guess, with the Courser if I knew about it, but eh. So I'm like, okay, I need to unjam my Maelstrom from all these dudes in front of me, because as cool as all my guns are, none of the guns have pistols, so they're not good at shooting. Well, it's in combat. So it really does lock it down on how effective it can be when it gets engaged by enemy models. It's a little dance that I've been learning with it because of the 3-inch hammer reach with the 2-inch fist, so I can engage at 3, not 2, and usually be okay. I can still shoot everything I need to. But when I start getting jammed in like this, I'm like, ugh, now what? So I was measuring to see how far minimal distance I needed to move up in order to contest that objective on the right with the Maelstrom at least, and hopefully not overexpose the Maelstrom to get beat up too much. And I'm like, all right. The left side strategy seems to be still sane. So dealing with this center and right is the heart of the game. I'm going to move. Not going to keep Snipe up because he doesn't need it anymore. Everybody's too close. And I'm going to put it on Black 13th so I can have them go up and have more longer range of threatening stuff. I'm going to put positive charge on the Maelstrom so that it can hit better. Don't really need the damage buff, but it's nice. And to try to get rid of as much of the jamming Marauders that I can. I think at some point I decided that I think I was going to have the Storm Throwers come back left on this turn as well, in order to way to help protect the Maelstrom a little bit as it moves up, or just to give some bodies to block. And
yeah, I mean with positive charge, they become like Matt pretty scary. If they
because then he helps buff out +2 to hit and damage from their melee attacks as well. So then the Storm Throwers go to Matt. If the Standard Bearer is alive, Matt 9, POW 14.
Pretty good for a range unit,
right? And I knew I was going to feat this turn. And my dice in this dice tray is a whole story with me. I know I clock myself a lot, and my dice add to it by rolling around longer in the dice roll. They don't go to the corner and stay there. They come back to the middle and spin for a while and make a dramatic finish.
Dude, you gotta get those squared off dice. Gotta get those squared off. Not an ad, but Baron of Dice makes some really good squared off dice. I'll tell you what.
But he doesn't make the Warmachine dice squared off yet.
That's true.
He needs
All right.
he needs to do that.
All right, official request for Baron of Dice. Please make squared off Warmachine dice. I would buy a set.
Right? SFG sign off on it so he can do it.
Let's do it.
So I know. I put snipe on July 13th. I'm having them come up, and I've decided to have them shoot your character, Trollkin brothers.
Not my Bash Bros. Yeah, they're not very well protected right now, so they're gonna get shot up pretty good.
I believe I was having Glover go first to do his momentum shooting to slam them into each other.
Yeah, they do get slammed. He gets slammed into the guy in the back, but they don't get knocked down because they are both stumbling drunk right now.
Yeah,
I think I'm spreading some damage around because with Sanguine Bond.
Yeah, that's an annoying ability. But I was trying to be a little more disruptive by having that go on, but the no knockdown and the stumbling drunk part was not helping.
The armor buff's the only reason they stayed alive, because them being all armor 17 means it's tougher for you to finish it.
It's dice -7 at that point. Just something I didn't think about.
And again, with my feet, I can choose the direction of my stumble now, so I can kind of like make it so that's a little harder for you to slam guys into each other. But they're pretty beat up.
And I like the fact that the app talks about that rule in there, that hints when you look at your warlock.
Yeah, I hope they continue that, where it's like, yes, this is the key feature we want you to think about when you're doing this.
This is a rules interaction, and we understand, and here's the result of it. I was like, that was neat. I like that. The guys keep moving around, sliding around.
I don't think any of them died, but they're all in like 1 and 2 boxes. They're not doing well.
Yeah, then after Glover shot, then Ryan just did brutal damage, and then Watts did, I think, brutal damage as well. And then I had them spread back out. Glover go to hide behind the building. Ryan couldn't really hide. Watts just backed up. Now we got the Maelstrom coming up to be melee threatening. And
I'm just describing who's in feet and who's not in feet right now.
Yeah, I think I was trying to decide if which guys I wanted to try to shoot first or hit with the hammer. I don't remember which order I went with. There's damage on that guy, so I think I might have hammered him. Yeah, 'cause that makes sense because he backed up to the objective.
Yeah, the ones that don't have stumbling drunk right now have no hope in the world. They are going to melt very quickly. But the ones that do have stumbling have a chance that maybe they just don't immediately die.
Yeah, and also at this point I was realizing that I missed the lightning hammer that gives me lightning generator leaps off of it when it melee attacks. And I was like, I'm missing that right now.
That's the other right arm.
That's the other hammer.
Yeah.
I had taken it out when I shifted the list around to fit the units that I have in this current version of it.
What's this hammer give you?
This hammer is it's pneumatic. It's critical smite.
That's still pretty scary.
Right, but it's on a critical only, and the other one, lightning generator, happens all the time. So
that's true. My bosun being armor 19 did not help her against the giant spiked hammer, and she immediately died.
Yeah, it was positive charge. It was PAL 24.
Yeah.
And I don't think my shooting did much of anything because of how much of force barrier and being in melee with me, and not having pistol, couldn't really do much. I just spent the focus on buying extra attacks, melee attacks. Now I think I'm having my Storm Guard on the right, or on my left, coming over to help clear up. I was checking to make sure I could charge, and then I was realizing that you mentioned it to me that I didn't need it to charge. Just walk in.
Armor 13 is not sturdy.
And it was that, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have positive charge, so I'll be PAL 15 anyway, so I'm going to get at least one Electro Leap.
Yeah, and walking around the building bought you more distance anyway, so I think it was better than charging.
Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, that's actually better. Yeah, we'll do that. So I have them come around and start doing their swinging. And I like and hate the fact that these new Stormguard have Jack Hunter and lost Electro Leap on their halberds.
Oh, so the halberds don't have Electro Leap, but the attachment still does, right?
Yes, because he's got the sword which has Electro.
Gotcha.
Like the normal Storm Blades. I like and hate it. I like the Jack Hunter rule. I wish it was like a cohort rule, so it applied to all battle group models. But
Yeah, it makes them a much more narrower focus than they were.
yeah. This is my same complaint with Polarity Field. It only works against constructs, so it's like half the world, half the game.
I have the greatest debuff in the world. Everything I have is living.
Over here, I was making sure that I could still score the flag to move it and be in position to have it score again next turn.
Yeah, it forces me to try and contest with something. Might be a bird.
Yeah, I wanted to force that kind of option that you can't let me keep moving it. My officer just moves in, precision strikes because he can. This is where I have my storm throwers run over to try to be a body block, occupy space. And actually, this game, after the game, well, that's more later. I'll save that note for later.
Spoilers.
It made me think. It made me think about tactical supremacy to actually rack, so I can actually have repo for a melee unit, or with the throwers. That would actually be a lot more helpful, I think.
Walking and repoing, I have the mini feat repo on the tapper, and that's like half the reason I take the tapper. It's just so that you can spread out, not get killed by all blast damage, and
Yeah, but
touch more stuff.
Yeah, because of this part of that game, it made me think about it as something to do for the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a good spell.
Yeah, and I just moved my cavalry up a little bit to be threatening but not get in range, and the other cavalry going with the arcane shield on the other side, and that was it.
Yep. So we both score our flags. I think you score the 150 and your 40, so I think you go up 3-1 here. 3-2, because you didn't contest my 40 either. Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yep, this will be top of 3. The seas are no longer rough. The bar is closed currently, so we're not having a great time.
You gotta clean up from the night before.
Yeah, no, you gotta close sometime, right? We're all pretty close up in the middle now. I'm worried about starting to lose a heavy per turn to this gigantic robot, so I need to start digging it up a little bit. It's probably gonna be a 2-turn project to try and bring it down. I was trying to figure out where I was going to ambush these guys. I really wanted to ambush them onto your 40. But I think holding the cavalry off is kind of more important at this point to try and help me score my own 40. Because I have models that can contest over there. I don't know. I am going back and forth so many times on like which I have to ambush this turn, I think, to buy myself some space and one more turn on one side of the board. And I've still not committed which side I'm gonna ambush. Oh, did I finally? Oh, I did. I said screw it. I'm gonna make a really long control phase.
Yeah, I think overall you've decided that Sully and whatnot wasn't going to be enough. You needed more of a thing to tie me up.
Yeah, because I think if you just move your 40 every turn, like you just jackpot too fast, and I lose one scenario. So I said, okay, fine, we'll just throw bodies at you, and we'll have to do something about these cavalry. I don't think I figure out what to do with these cavalry for a very long time on this turn, unfortunately. Foulblood goes early. He opens the bar back up. He makes the seas rough. I believe he casts Rage on Chum because his sea mines that do damage in a giant AoE around his initial attack are affected by rage for some reason, which is cool. So he goes from a power 18 to a power 20, and his big mine explosions go from a power 10 to a power 12. Real gross. There's a bunch of single and infantry in front of me, and I want to make them explode. So we are. Chum is there now, but he doesn't fit because he's big and reaches for miles. I think I just start buying some melee. I've killed everybody within an inch of myself, so I lost the rest of my initials. So I think I just buy a melee attack or two to try and. I think I try and explode some more dudes by hitting dudes in the middle of other dudes. Chum says, "Look at my fish."
Right? Just, hey guys, how you doing? Can I kill you?
Fish is like, "Please put me back in the river."
Wow, I actually never realized that rage changed to that.
Yeah, rage is just +2 to all damage rolls. So if you have a gun, it's better. If you have an explosion off of your melee attack, it's better. I don't know why. Oh, you're doing wolf stuff now. Your feet's proccing from me killing stuff. This is why I went with Foulblood early. I wanted to get my my defensive tech out because you can't boost during your feet attacks, right?
Correct, I cannot.
So if you're shooting stuff, I want to make sure it's under rough seas. And when I kill a whole bunch of dudes, when I explode dudes, I think you only get one shot, right?
Yes, it's only when it's one or more based off the one attack.
Yeah, so I'm trying to minimize the number of attacks by killing a bunch of dudes with individual attacks.
I think I was trying to be cheeky. I think I command and covered that storm thrower unit when they ran over too.
I think you were trying to protect them from the crabs and stuff, because I do have a little AoE on the dirge too that could kill up to 3 dudes, and then the crabs can kill up to 3 dudes. That clears them pretty easily. But if they're duck and covered, that option is just not on the table.
And I forgot also from my feat that I could have actually had the spray go at your dirigible, because flak fire ignores the minus range from flying high.
Oh, that's good to know.
Which I forgot about completely during the game, so I'm just like, oh.
All right, for the players at home, remember, you don't care about flying high on the colossal spray.
Yeah, at least when you have flak fire.
I think you're still doing some wolf stuff, trying to thin the herd a little bit.
Yeah, I forget what I was actually targeting. I think I kept shooting the beast.
I'm spending good money after bad, throwing both my beasts at you, hoping you can't kill both of them in a turn. So, my dire troll is going to I don't know if I got rage on him or not. I'm trying to make it as awkward a position as possible, but I also want to get him within an inch of you so I get all my initials. So I charge in. Again, I don't remember if I have rage on him. I think I raged Chum, and I didn't rage this one, even though I probably should have done it the other way around, because I'm hitting like a very chunky target. We chunk him, we do some good damage.
Mm-hmm.
We throw crabs at him, because we can. You know, like a good dire troll. We're doing a lot less damage now. But we're trying. I pretty much know this dire troll is forfeit. So I'm just gonna load him up, I think, and just do as much as I can.
Seems the reasonable thing to do with them.
Yeah. When you have beasts and you know you're gonna lose them, you might as well get as much work out of them as you can. So I just barely over half killed him. So the plus side is if I do lose both beasts, I can ooh, okay, yeah, I forgot about the shamans. The shamans are charging in. They just want to do as much as they can here too. They have power 14 charge attacks that are blessed. So your arcane shield doesn't really matter. However, I think I snake eyes 2 of these charges. I hit the first one, and I do a chunk of damage. I think I snake eyes the next two, and I just don't hit anything.
Yeah, it was very surprising. I was like, oh wow, okay, leg day's a thing.
Yeah, I counted on getting a little bit more done. I'm trying to one round this guy, but at this point after the shamans go in, I realize it's just not going to happen. The shamans were more of a maybe we get lucky, and also to position mage static to be really annoying. So we'll see if you
More on that
joke
later.
on that a little bit. I move over here. I don't really know what to do over here. I'm not generating a lot of attacks over here. I just want to please let me score my 40 and let me do my thing. I figure I'm gonna play the careful recon card so I can charge up on these guys. I need to do something about the Black 13th because I'm running out of tech to deal with them, and they kill a unit a turn without defensive tech. So we're just gonna try and murder these guys and use the Bash Bros as my scoring unit. Have them kind of sit back. This doesn't go well. I think I miss almost all of my attacks at Mat 9.
Yep, needing sixes. Couldn't
yeah,
couldn't roll anything over a 5.
Yeah, I just didn't roll. I think I rolled 1 6 and I one-shot Ryan. There we go. All right, we got one.
Yeah, which gets rid of the prey, which is the one you needed.
Yeah, that's probably I mean, that's why I surrounded her. So we had a whole bunch of Mat 9 attacks and a couple of Rat 6 attacks, and I hit once. Didn't go well. So I proc 1 wolf thing. I was hoping to kill at least 2 of these guys. It went very poorly. I'm going to mini feat that. Oh, you bash the crap out of my dire troll. I try to stumble backwards, but he doesn't stumble far enough to go through the objective all the way, so he's stuck there. And then we mini feat repo 3. I still have Pathfinder here, so I'm able to use my full 3 to touch your forest just barely.
Yeah, because no quarters says for the turn you have Pathfinder.
Yep, which is nice. And here I'm just going to try to gum up your cavalry a little bit and go, all right, well, you're going to be able to do a bunch of work, and I'm not going to be able to kill these guys, so hopefully you roll as poorly as this tapper unit did. You gave me a nice line of cavalry with scoring that, so I figured I'd just spray down the cav unit. They're 13-18s, right? 13-18?
13-18, and they're far enough away from Wolf to not have deflection, I think, so they would...
Yeah, so it's a power 13. We try. I don't think it does much, but they're not really the perfect target for that. I might have done a point or two to one of them, or 2 of them. Then I just walk the boarding party in and give that cav unit a big old hug. We walk the Bash Bros over. They're very injured. I stick the Dirge in their way. I probably should have tried to stick the Frog in your way, but I think the way I positioned the Bash Bros, I squeezed him out of where he could run. So I think he's going to be my backup in case you kill both of my other heavies. I use the Frog to try and finish your Colossal. I'm not in a great position when it comes to getting charged by that cav, but I got a lot of vulnerable stuff close to the camera here.
Yep.
And then we score out, right? So scoring is you don't score your 40 for my boarding party. I don't score the close 50, but I score the far 50, and I score my flag. You don't score your flag, so I go up. I think it's like 5-3.
That sounds about right. And I'm like, well, I got more stuff, more trolls in my face.
Here's
great.
more meat. Enjoy.
Like I was checking that the officer can see. It was far enough in the forest that he can still see them guys. Trying to decide where I wanted to put the officer to go into. So as I go to plan out the turn, there's an important part of this, though. This is the turn, I believe it is, where I don't ask the question and didn't know to ask about mage static on that unit.
Oh
On the
yeah, I
Spirit
can't remember
Shaman.
whether we discussed it before the game, but I definitely didn't tell you about it when I charged in.
Right. It was not an extra thing. I didn't ask. I didn't look up the unit either.
Erica
So,
really
but
loves zooming in on Sully, by the way, the man who just sits there all game. He just
he's a pretty
chills.
bird. So I 100% don't blame you anything for that when it did come up. Didn't realize it was going to be a thing. That it increases the
Look,
cost
it
of spells.
I play WTC players, it gets them too. So it's hard to remember when you're planning out your own turn to remember all the auras on everybody else's stuff. It's hard to
Right,
it's
and
hard
minus
not
3
to
range to
yourself.
it. So I was like, all right. So I needed to go have Wolf. I have enough focus to put positive charge. I put the shield back on because I repaired it. Because I had taken it off when I got knocked off. I'm like, all right. I need to have a couple guys repair, or at least one guy repair, one mechanic repair the Maelstrom to get some more stuff back on. I think I did Old Faithful, which fixed it there. And to make sure it had focus, and I know I was going to give it positive charge so it can beat on stuff. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to move Arcane Shield to the Maelstrom to help try to have it protect. Also, thinking and not realizing at the same time, he still had Blessing of the Gods available, just to ignore it anyway. But it forces the command card to get played. So I was originally planned out stuff for that, and what am I attacking first? Yes, apparently.
They're just pistoling me to death. But they
I
don't
think
pray anymore, so blur actually matters now.
Yeah, and then I was looking at where am I going with repoing. I decided to keep Glover there because he was contesting that objective. Yeah, or backed him up a little bit so he can do that. And then Watt's back in to help score the flag, even though that still got that one troll still towing in.
He's not long for this world.
Yeah, he's going. Yeah, because talk about it here. No, I don't think
Look
I
at
did it
Mima
here.
in all her glory over there.
Right. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have this guy charge. Beat up this Marauder with this cleaver.
Immediate pickup.
Which
Goodbye.
Which
Oh, you had Electro Leap too. Oh, and I think you did you?
That's what I
Electro
realized.
Leap to Watts?
I was like, oh, it would have went to Watts, so I'm not going to Electro Leap.
Oh yeah. Remember, cygnar players, Electro Leaps are optional in case you screw yourself over. You don't have to.
Yes, it is a can. So I was like, all right. Did I have him shoot?
I think you kill a shaman here.
I got lucky.
One of the shamans got bopped. They don't have any pawns or anything to save them from shooting because they're
Yeah, mechanics are going up now, so they can
They
do
charged.
their thing.
Yeah, we're getting some repairs and some powers in.
Yeah, because all this was going before we haven't picked on the mage static part yet.
We have a slight retcon. We'll get to it.
Yeah, just did some more repairing. Now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna move and stuff and put stuff out. We have a positive charge for 2. No, 3. What? What?
I point at frog and go, "This frog makes you worse."
I'm like, what? Oh, crap. Well, it changes everything. How I work this out. I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right. I'm like,
So we take our time. We discuss this. How we fix this, I think, is one of your
I take back a
mechanics
repair.
chooses not to repair and empowers instead.
Yes, because I had to give Wolf had to give the focus to the Jack originally.
Yeah, so we roll it back to Wolf allocates one less to the Jack, so he has the focus to do all the things he needs to do.
Yep, and then take back the one of the repair actions, and I think I randomly rolled to decide which one it was because one was a 4 and the other 2 were 2s. So I did a D3 roll to randomly decide which one comes back. Actually, a couple extra hit points didn't matter as much, but it was just the.
Yeah, but all your focus is where it needs to be now. That's all. So your plan still works at this point.
Yes, which was the main goal, was still being able to do all that. Lesson learned: I will never forget they have mage static. And finish that out. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna beat that guy in the head. Just keep it in the box.
Is this you going into the dire troll?
I think so, because I wanted to make sure I got rid of that first.
Yeah, he took. I think you spiked real hard on that wolf feet attack on him, where I tried to stumble away. So he's not very healthy right now.
Yeah, because it was like 18 or 19 damage I did on that hit because I spiked.
Yeah, and I can't even stumble anymore because I have both the objective and a marauder in the way. So there's just no hope of me going anywhere. He just gets obliterated by a hammers.
Yep. And I'm like, all right, now I got these pipsqueaks in my face. I think I'm doing the spray.
Yeah, I think you're rolling a whole bunch of rolls for the spray. Oh, you monster!
That's right. I kept going after her with the feet shot. I decided I kept to go after her with the feet shot every time when a couple times when the feet triggered, I went after her with it. Well, she's just no. She does too much for you. Get rid of her. And now I was just buying frog squishes. The one storm guard that's left, I will sacrifice myself.
Here, go fight this great white shark. Enjoy. Yes, sir.
Yes, I will go die for the motherland. Why am I here?
He does a little rapid heal. I think remember, stumbling is not optional if you have to stumble, so I'm glad that wall's there.
Right? I guess in hindsight, better for you, but worse for me.
Oh, I guess that was when clock.
Oh, that's right. Because I ran out of clock time because I'm so slow with my clock.
We played it out a little bit after that. I think I had scenario, but you were in good shape on attrition. So if the game goes long, I think it goes to you. But I think I have the slight edge, and I can stay up on attrition within a turn.
Yeah. You did have the better scenario advantage. As we worked out some of the stuff, because I did have my cavalry as we played out a little bit on the closest to the screen where they were, since one of them was not engaged by the dirigible, it had room. It charged around back to the brothers, so I could finish them off.
Not good at getting in the way because it can't engage anything. It has no melee attacks. So as long
there's
as
that.
charge past it, it's fine.
Yeah, so we had done that. I tried killing a bunch of the annoying ambushers. I think I got 3 of them. I think 2 of them were still alive.
Yeah, so your 40 was gummed up, but I think you took mine. I did eventually clear your colossal, which was
Chum easily took out the rest of my colossal with Blessing of the Gods easily. Because I only had maybe I think I got back up into the mid-20s of health. So I'm another heavy, so I'm pretty easy to take out at that point.
Yeah, I think in general on this scenario, my list spreads a little bit better. Also, Sully was MVP up there, just making sure he's in management mode, just making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to, just observing the battlefield.
Yeah, there was a couple times I thought about moving to go after him.
But why bother?
But I didn't. but I also was feeling like I felt it was better for me to play escort on my 40 over there and force him to have to come in eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even move my 40. Like, I didn't want to make it any easier for you to contest, and I was desperately trying to just score that point over here just to try and make sure that
Yep.
I stayed up
So,
on scenario a little bit.
so I mean, in the end, I think for me, there's two kind of mistakes. I should have feeded first turn. Well, where I placed everything, I should have feeded first turn. Otherwise, I should have been a little further back. Because if I had feeded first turn with your first shot with the crabs, I should have been cognizant of range at that point, and I would have backed up the courser, so he couldn't have gotten charged. That would have been the smarter play at that based on that.
Yeah, I mean, if your Stormblades and your Corsairs aren't in range to get meleeed by bosuns, you don't have to feed that turn. You just kind of stand around,
That's
and
true too.
I don't do much. Like maybe I still shoot you with the crabs, but you only lose 2 to 3 dudes, and that's it. And then you get to still
Yep,
have 100 points thrown at me.
yep. That's still a personal feeling of mine. I don't actually recheck threat ranges on after moving first turn.
It
Because
can save clock, but it's also risky.
yes, and that's my training. But I recognize it. And I know I need to get better about it. Sometimes I do.
Yeah,
Better when I go first.
Foulblood's a very good anti-gun line caster. He doesn't really want to do much besides cast rough seas, so like he
Right?
doesn't really mind casting rough seas every turn. So having rough seas, force barrier, and blur just means like there's a lot of modules that are like really annoying to shoot at.
Yes, and that's like I said. That originally, that was the main thing that I didn't realize how anti-shooting your list really was compared to what shooting I did have. Um,
Especially during your feat, like you rely on non-boosted to hit shooting during your feat to like make it so your opponent doesn't want to attack you.
yes, because I'm only Rat 6 shooting with the Maelstrom.
Wolf was really scary for me last year before we got access to a lot of this tech.
Yeah, I can see why.
When you stay
Man,
at F12 all game, it's not a good time.
I do miss the desperate pace.
Me too. Poor,
Alrighty.
poor battle break. All
Yep.
right, great game, Paul.
Yes, it was.
Thanks for playing. We played this game at your home store, right? Crit Hit.
One of the home stores. Yeah, critical hits and I always want to say Bel Air, but it's not Bel Air technically.
It's close to Bel Air.
Aberdeen, Maryland.
Mhm.
And my actual home store that we're starting to try to get a community up in is Games and Stuff in Glen Burnie. We're just recently talking about making it a Wednesday night instead of Monday night. So that's going to be coming up soon.
Yep, and Critical Hit is every Sunday.
Yep.
They open at 11. There's almost always at least a few people there. Sometimes we take over and we have 20. It's kind of random.
Happened.
Check the Maryland Discord. It's linked with our Discord on Delaware Warmachine. So they do usually before Sundays they'll have like a head count. For us, Erica and I and a whole bunch of other Delaware Warmachine representatives are hosting Nova Open at the end of this month, Labor Day weekend. Lots of events and many varied events. We're gonna have all kinds of stuff. SFG will be there. If you want to stop down for a day just to say hi, or if you want to stick around for, all kinds of Warmachine shenanigans, we'll be
Really
there all weekend.
wish I could make it this year, but unfortunately I can't.
It's okay. We'll be back next year. All right. It was a pleasure, Paul. Talk to you later.
Yes, it was. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you would like to check out some additional content, including post-player, blogs, art, and early releases to support the channel, please check out our Patreon link in the video description below. If there are any factions, warcasters, or warlocks you would like to see on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. See you on the next Tried and True Battle Report.